What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So we're talking about that dev stream today. That was our second dev stream of 2022. So we got a lot of information today. I'm going to go over all the stuff that I thought was super important. We got lots of information, and we also didn't get a lot of information about certain things. Like there was basically no mention of cross-save and cross-play besides we're still working on it. They had to say something at least to just make people shut up for a couple seconds. But yeah, no cross-save information. Let's just get into it. There's a bunch of stuff here. But first off, if you watched the video from yesterday, the bingo card for me was not completed. I know some other people did some different bingo cards, but they did not show the Protea Deluxe in-game, so that I did not get that one. But to start off this dev stream, there was actually two people on the dev stream that aren't usually there. Usually we got Scott, the guy who does the balance stuff, and Sheldon, I think he does like the game economy stuff. Scott and Sheldon were replaced by Pablo and Megan. So those were good replacements if you ask me. But let's just get into it. So what can you expect in Warframe in 2022, at least the first quarter? Well, it's currently March 11th right now. And on March 16th, we'll be getting another Nightwave intermission. So there will be, I think, like 3 or 4 new rewards, maybe a couple more. Cosmetic-wise, there's going to be like a new Act Jagara augment mod, I think, as well. But that will be Nightwave Nora's remix or something like that. So your current Nightwave credits you have for the current Nightwave season will not work. You need to go turn those in for whatever you buy with them. Kuva, augment mods, helmets, blah, blah, blah. On March 28th, so like near the end of the month, we are getting the 9-year anniversary event, or alerts. It will come with a free Wisp Dax skin. If you see all these people rocking Wisp Tenogen skins, you're like, wow, that guy looks so cool with his Wisp. I wish I looked that cool, but I don't want to waste money on skins. We got you covered. March 28th, sign in. You will get a free Wisp skin that looks pretty nice. Additionally, on March 28th, we are getting Garuda Prime access. Yes, they skipped over Korra. Hopefully Korra's this year still, but Korra Prime has been skipped over for Garuda Prime, and we have the weapons and stuff she's coming with. So she's going to have a really cool like Bloodwing ephemera thing. Let's see if we can find that picture. I might not put it on here. Here it is. Okay, so Garuda Prime comes with like a Bloodwing ephemera. The Nagantaka Prime, which is her signature crossbow, basically a Pandero like slash weapon. And she also, they were trying to keep this a secret, but it's not a secret when you put all your stuff on screen. The Corvus Prime. The Corvus Prime is going to be a Prime Arcwing gun, and the Corvus is like an energy shotgun kind of thing. So yeah, Garuda Prime looks cool. Nagantaka is like a single target, like crossbow thing, so not excited about that. I think Corvus Prime actually is pretty strong though, so maybe that will be like a new Profit Taker situation. But as far as I'm concerned, it's all Garuda, because I'm a huge Garuda fan. Garuda's actually getting a mini rework as well. Now, we're actually going to get some of DE's gameplay on the screen here so I can tell you what I'm talking about. But basically, Garuda is going to be, so if you can just briefly see what I'm showing here, on this right side of the screen where it says 37% damage, this is Garuda's new passive. As you kill and deal damage, you get a damage buff. It goes up to 100% damage, and her current passive, that is not new, is the lower your health is, the more damage you deal. So they're like, okay, it makes no sense. This frame literally has a healing ability. And you know what's really funny? This actually is the exact rework idea I gave in a video in May of 2020. So it really seems like they would have like taken inspiration from my video, which would be very flattering, but I'm sure I'd never know about it if they actually did. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, Garuda Prime, she's also getting some changes. I think she's like immune while she's casting her 4, immune while casting her 1. Nothing too crazy, but that new passive for Garuda will make Gloom Garuda like really, really, really good. It already is good, but the main problem with Gloom Garuda is that your health, you're healing too much. You never got your passive. This is exactly what Gloom Garuda needed. So yeah, get Gloom Garuda on the menu. It's definitely really good already, and it'll be even better. So that's what we're getting in March. Nothing actually interesting. We're getting 3 new game modes, a new frame, a focus rework, 16 augment reworks, like 7 new weapons, probably a bunch of other stuff we're getting. In April, though. The Angels of Zariman update, this will probably be the last update until TennoCon, hilariously. We're getting like 2 big updates for the year, is my guess. Angels of Zariman, all that stuff I just told you about, that's coming out in April. And there will be another dev stream going over more of this stuff. at the end of March. They're not actually skipping the March dev stream, even though I thought they were going to. There will be another dev stream late March. So we have some information though. So one of the new game, like I said, there's 3 new game modes. One of the new ones is called Void. What's it called? It's like Void Flood or something like that. It basically just looked like a how do I put this? Like a reskinned Cuba Flood? I guess that would be fair to call it. So here's some gameplay of it right here. So the way this works, it's an endless game mode. On the Zariman ship, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, you pick up this big orb. That's how I'd explain it. There's a big orb, and then there's little orbs. So once you pick up the big orb, you are trying to seal this rift right here. It's really laggy for some reason, but so you want to pick up the big orb, and then finding these small, like flying, like those things right there, those orbs, you need to pick up those orbs, put the little orbs into the big orb, and then bring the big orb over to the fissure. That will close the fissure, apparently. Every 3 fissures you close, there will be a mini boss that spawns. And this mini boss, you can basically think of it as a juiced up Vomalist. It's going to require operator void damage to kill it. It's also going to require normal damage to kill it. So you can find a quick shot of that on here. They need to really do pre-recording on this gameplay because they're pretty bad at playing the game sometimes, to be honest. But there's a mini boss that spawns in the middle of all this. Oh, by the way, there's a big Exodus rework too. They're trying to make Exodus more noticeable. So I think that's the mini boss right there. It's kind of hard to tell. So basically, it's a big Vomalist, guys. Big amp damage will be important for these game modes as they are endless, and you'll get to a point where these enemies that need void damage to kill are going to have like thousands and thousands of health. If you are a Moat Amp user in 2022 and you want to play this new game mode, it's time. It's time to get a new amp. Maybe even get an Amp Arcane while you're at it, because yeah. So for the purposes of time, we're gonna move on past their gameplay. Actually, no. This will show us something else to talk about. They are gonna be nerfed with this focus rework that they're gonna be doing. They are actually nerfing how fast you can go with Operator Void Dash, and it has been confirmed by DE on a developer post. Here's the new Void Dash right here. It's basically like a grappling hook. It's a lot slower. Now, I might be a little bit, have a little bit of hope here where it's like, okay, well, she doesn't have all the operator waybounds that make you dash faster. This is extremely slow. This is like a third of the speed, maybe even slower. So yeah, this is going to be taking some getting used to. Did I also mention that Operator Void Blast is gone? you know that operator, like when you push the melee button as operator, you punch the air or whatever they're doing, and it makes like a energy wave in the area. That's being removed. If you push the melee button as operator after this update, you will immediately switch to Warframe and do a melee attack. So operator melee is gone. Yeah, that's pretty major. And with that, they'll be doing some changes to focus. So for example, let's just go over a quick change in Onairu. They only showed us the Onairu class really, but here is one of the new Onairu passives. So transferring into your operator or frame grants immunity to slow, stagger, and knockdown CC effects for 20 seconds. So basically a prime sure-footed. If you look at some of these other nodes, some of the old ones are still here, but there's also a lot of new ones. So for example, second chance on top left, they showed us that. It's basically, if you ever played Borderlands, it's a second wind. You get knocked down, you're not actually dead. If you kill another enemy, you will get back up and be able to fight again. I believe it's only going to be, you can do the second wind as operator, but that's interesting. There's going to be certain things. They're trying to make the different focus schools actually if I'm playing Unairu, I'm the tank guy. If I'm playing Vazarin, I'm the healer. If I'm playing Zenorek, I'm the mage. Now, I have a feeling they're going to nerf Zenorek Energizing Dash or something. Also, remember, the fact that they're removing operator melee means that nodes like Temporal Blast on Zenorek, which slows enemies down when you Void Blast them or operator melee them, that's going away. So, yeah, we'll see. Now, we don't have all the information. Of course, this is all subject to change. They could potentially, keep the operator melee. They could make it an ability that you press, maybe the second ability for the operator is the operator melee. The third ability is a smoke screen or something like that. They could do that. So I have high hopes just because Focus is so outdated. It's I can't believe how outdated Focus is, and they're finally going to be making a big change to it. So I appreciate that. But let's just keep moving on here. By the way, there's no stats for the Nagantaka or the Corvus Prime out yet that we can see. So, all right, let's move on to the next thing here. So we're going to be going to, so we already went the updated schedule, we're going to the mechanics. But yeah, so about this new game mode. So, like I said, there's going to be 3 new game modes. They only showed us one. There's also be player housing. Yeah, I know. Isn't that like random and weird? There's going to be player housing on this new Zariman ship that you go to. And the cool thing about that is like it's going to be like your apartment or whatever. They made it sound like you'll be able to go directly from your apartment and you'll be able to take an elevator into a mission where you're killing enemies. Now, that would be kind of cool, but we'll have to see how that actually ends up playing out. If I could just go, it's like the Fortuna elevator is in your apartment, basically. You just go and do missions. The vibe I got from this update is it's like an open world update without the open world. So expect lots of new resources, expect annoying like rep caps and all that. They said there's going to be a new syndicate, the Zariman Syndicate. But yeah, for the new game mode, you need to basically do it quickly or this little bar fills up. You'll start taking void damaging effects. You'll start getting your shield drained, and then the fractures will start decaying as well. So you want to do it quickly. Frames like high mobility frames like Titania, Wisp, Gauss, Wukong, Volt, blah, blah, blah. They will be really good for this because you need to pick up the small orb and you need to pick up the big orb afterwards, which is, that's what you want to do. There's also going to be these new evolution weapons. I know this is a Sirocco, but it's just an example. So it's a whole new content island grind of leveling a weapon, so I hope you're excited. As you can see right here, it's going to be basically like Nightwave challenges for certain weapons. So on the Sirocco, the pistol amp, you need to kill 7 Void Angels, which is a new enemy apparently. They did not show us this, by the way. They did not show what a Void Angel is. That'll probably be in the other 2 new game modes. So kill 9 Void Angels, that will give you a level. They said this will affect cosmetics and damage. So these weapons will become stronger. The Sirocco will be much stronger, hopefully. We already went over Garuda Prime. I think Garuda Prime looks really cool. And then here's the new Prime, or the new frame. There is a new frame called Gyre, and she kind of looks like female Gauss mixed with Orianna from League of Legends. And we don't know really anything about her besides she is electricity focused, apparently. Her first ability is called Pulse, second ability is called Sphere, third ability is called Energized, and fourth ability is called Overcharged. So, yeah, we have literally no idea what she'll be about. Oh, we do know that her skirt thing is like a part of one of her abilities, apparently. And that's mostly what we know about her. The other 2 new game modes, I think one of them's called like Void Armageddon or something like that. So they're all going to be in the Void. But as you saw in the gameplay footage we showed, they were fighting Grineer. So don't expect it to be like Narmer troops. Don't expect it to be like Sentience. They were just normal Grineer on that first one. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Now, as far as this being a good update or not, like I said, I didn't talk about literally like everything. Like, there's going to be player housing. They didn't show any of the new augments that are getting reworked, but Pablo said that he just basically looked at the ones that were the least popular. So, yeah, the good ones are going to get changed, it sounds like. So, like, that means that, like, Exalted Blade Augment, whatever that one's called, a Chromatic Blade, that's not getting changed. That one's too popular already. Like, Saren Venom Lash Augment probably isn't getting changed either. So, the really, really trash ones, like, probably that Valkyrie Spider-Man Augment, Corroding Barrage, that kind of stuff. That's the stuff that will be getting changed. So Hydra will probably still really be bad unless they do a rework to him. And the fact they're making a mini rework for Garuda, actually, no, I just thought about it. They're doing this mini rework for Garuda just because they're selling her to us. And Garuda was a little bit, she was anti-synergistic, but now that her passive is being changed, she'll be a lot less anti-synergistic. So, I appreciate that. Now, here's the thing, is that we're going to be getting this update in April, right? That's like 4 months, a third into the year. I have a feeling this will be the only update we get until, end of the summer probably. So take this update and treasure it. It's going to have 3 new game modes. It's going to have player housing. By the way, I guarantee that player housing is going to be like a huge plat sink. There's like cosmetic options, musical options, decorations, and Roombas and all that. So it's a big plat sink. I just don't see the purpose of it. Like, I have the what's that thing called? The Orbiter. I have the Orbiter ship. That's my player housing. I don't need an apartment in game, okay? I have enough dealing with, housing stuff in real life. I don't need this in game. It just seemed like it was a big waste of dev time, personally. And I don't know why they do this. It's like, okay, we made a K-Drive quest for some reason. We made player housing because there was like 10 people that asked for it. They didn't talk about cross-save. I know the same people that code the player apartment and the people that code cross-save are different people, but it's not like, I don't like the look of it, where it's like, okay, well, we have all these things, like this giant like checklist of things that you guys have been waiting for, but here's player housing for no reason at all, just because reasons. So, I don't know. I hope that things change in the future. I also didn't go over. There's going to be these new skins. So if you want to put like special texture work on your fashion frame, basically fashion frame is getting to the next level. I don't want to get people too excited about it just because it's not going to be many options immediately. But there will be like new earnable skins, it seemed like, where there's going to be special texture work. Like if I want to put a mesh on my Saren's right leg or something like that to make it look different. Or I want to make it maybe look like a crystal. There's maybe a crystal texture I can apply to my frame. But it's not going to be on every skin. So, for example, if I go on Saren Night Hunter skin, it's not going to be an option on there. I have only the new skins they make. Let's see if I can find a clip of this for you guys. Only the newest of the new skins will have these texture options available to it. Here we go. All right, I'm going to just get this on the screen for you real quick. Okay, so there's these new Void Crystal skins, and remember, there's like 43 frames in this game, so they're not going to all have these types of skins immediately. But this is the new thing where you earn this skin somewhere in game, apparently, and then there's these special textures you can toggle between. And there's a lot of textures, it seemed like. Look at how in-depth this is. This is her fashion frame. You have primary material, secondary material, tertiary material, and accent material. Like, wow, look at all this stuff. But it will not work on Night Hunter. It will not work on Saren Base. It will not work on Saren Grax. Only on this new skin will this thing work, which is a huge shame. They said that basically if they want to make it work on old skins, they need to go back and basically rebuild the entire database of the game. So you can't really expect them to do that, especially when it's supposed to be a live service game with new stuff coming out every couple of weeks, months, or whatever. So yeah, hopefully I didn't miss anything super important. Like I said, I don't want people to get too excited about the textures thing just because we need to wait until they make a skin like this for every frame in the game until we can actually be excited about it as far as I'm concerned. So maybe Deviri will probably be later this year. Maybe there's definitely they are not allowed to delay cross save. Cross save and crossplay need to be this year. I get less and less sure of it being this year every time I watch them talk, to be honest, because they always sound like so unsure. It's really hard to figure it out, and I'm not blaming them that it's hard to figure out. But they made it seem like it was it was working properly last year at TennoCon. So I don't know what they need to do to make it work, but if cross save and crossplay got delayed to 2023, that would be a massive shame. And I hope it doesn't come to that. Even though they have not said it's coming to that, that's just the vibe I kind of get from listening to them talk about this stuff. Okay, guys? Hopefully you found the video helpful. I'm going to have some more videos coming out here very soon. Hopefully you guys have been having fun with Elden Ring and all that stuff. This is Warframe. This is the niche game of Warframe. They have a small dev team. I wish they had more people to make these updates as fast as we want them. You might have noticed a lot of that stuff was fashion frame. You just gotta deal with it. People like fashion frame in this game. That is the focus for a lot of people. Let them have their fun. We're getting 3 new game modes, which is really, really strange to me still. But we'll see. So I have a feeling a lot of them will be very similar. Pick up the big orb, pick up the small orb, bank the orb, kill the mini boss. That's what it seems like the one they showed us is. So we'll have to see. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for all the support lately, and take it easy. Peace.